for a successful startup, or at least to go through those tough stages, you need to have those specific pillars. And I've actually noted them down because from experience, I kind of noticed what really is needed. And one person can be multiple things.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go through the list, and I'm curious to see what you think. So the first one I've got is basically you need the genius. All right. So somebody that's usually responsible for building something, whether it's a tech product, whether it's a physical product, whatever it may be, you need that person that's different and that's literally so super smart that whatever he's gonna create, most other people could not replicate, right? Okay. So in our case, that's our lead developer, right?
I thought you were going to say you.
There's no way that's me. There is no way that's me. So that's Lee, our lead developer. He's solely focused on building the product.
Yeah.
He's always going to be looking at new, innovative ways to actually develop it in a way that maybe others haven't. Just the fact that we are developing an app in a language that most others are not is based on that, right? So you definitely need that person.
Okay.
The second one I've got is you need the dreamer motivator. So the one that doesn't really care about the day-to-day, doesn't really care about, how it's actually going to happen. He just knows the long-term vision, the big goal, and uses that to motivate the whole team. So that's usually one of the kind of front-facing founders that goes out doing the speaking gigs, going in front of the social medias and the newspapers, stuff like that. So you need the rah-rah guy, basically, right?
And that's you.
That's me, but it doesn't come naturally.
Okay.
I personally don't think that I'm a great motivator.
Okay.
And while I have like vision and a dream, I struggle to maybe communicate that in a way that maybe some others would do very enthusiastically. And I think this is kind of a bit of a Eastern European thing in me where we're not really very much out there like that, right?
Yeah.
But as I say, one person can do multiple things, and some things might need to be learned, and some things will come naturally to you. So the motivated dreamer thing doesn't come naturally to me. But that's something I kind of throughout the years have worked on because I feel like that's something that's needed, essentially. The third one I've got is you need basically the numbers guy. So the one that will do the financials, the analytics, the projections, pricing and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
So somebody that absolutely loves numbers, loves Excel sheets. And that's, for example, that's probably my biggest downside. Unless it comes to like money, then it's fine, right? I can do the high level stuff, right? But when it comes to especially like the nitty gritty analytics and doing the big charts and stuff like that, my brain just turns off, right? Mm-hmm. So I definitely know I have to have a team member within the startup that actually not only is good at it, but actually has a passion for it and actually is good at it. So I've got a couple more. You need a hustler, which is essentially a really well articulated person that mostly does sales.
Okay.
So that's the guy that goes to every meetup, every conference, goes to coffee shops, talks to everybody, stops people on the streets, goes and does like A/B testing and all those type of things. So it's just always out, always about, right? And just spreading the word and then just trying to get those sales in and the brand out, right? Yeah. Then you need a leader. So I think every startup, even if you say there's 3 founders and you all have like equal equity and stuff like that, I think you still need a very clear leader within that team, right? Somebody that everybody will look to make that tough decision, to decide on what's gonna be done next, and just overall like somebody that people will follow naturally. And I think that is more something that, it can be learned, but it's better if it comes a bit more natural. So that's probably one of the toughest things, because most, especially tech startups, are made of fairly introverted people. So, for example, for me, it was a bit easier because I always liked leading, whether it was at university, at school, in the basketball team, or whatever it may be.
Okay.
But at the same time, I felt like I always need to learn and learn and learn more, because it's completely different when you're within a team.
Yeah.
Right. So the sixth one is, I think, a lot of times overlooked, but you do need like the design and the branding guy, right? I see actually a lot of startups either waste a lot of money or actually fail because they might even create a fairly great product, but people won't pay attention or won't care about it if the branding's not great, if it doesn't look slick, it doesn't look good. Like, I think we've reached a point now and basically in 2020 where people's expectations of things looking absolutely great is very high, whereas before it wasn't as much. Imagine you open up an app and it looks shite.
Yeah.
It might be a great app, but most likely you'll turn it off, right? Because it looks dodgy, it looks like it might be spammy and stuff like that. It looks too early, right? Where if you've got a great UI and UX experience, right, you might be a very early startup with a lot of bugs and stuff like that, but people will give you more of a chance, and maybe have more patience to actually try it out and maybe recommend it to somebody else because they like to be associated with something like that.